The beatdown was so bad, it was really getting hard to watch. And those weren't just some regular flash knockdowns or anything. Those were legitimate equilibrium rocking, chicken leg walking type knockdowns. So after this weekend, there is a massive elephant in the room that we need to talk about. And I'm sure at this point you might know what I'm talking about. We're talking about Tim Tszyu's fight for the IBF Super Welterweight Championship of the World against Bakram Murtazaliev, an undefeated fighter flying under the radar who just put himself on the map with this performance. He was 22-0, well now 23-0 with 17 knockouts because he absolutely brutally beat down Tim Tszyu pillar to post for 3 rounds straight. The beatdown was so bad, it was really getting hard to watch. That now makes it 2 defeats in a row for Tim Tszyu, and people are already saying that he should consider retirement. And normally in combat sports, I feel like the fan base is quick to say a fighter should retire just because they lost 1 or maybe 2 fights. Hell, maybe they lost 3 in a row and they're on a big time slump and people are saying they should retire, they should hang them up. And like I said, normally I'm on the opposite end of that. I'm like, nah, I'm thinking maybe they just hit a rough patch in their career and they should continue and try to get those wins back and work their way back to the top. But in this case, I might have to agree with everybody saying that he should consider retirement. And no, it is definitely not because he's lost 2 in a row. Losing 2 fights in a row really isn't even a big deal. Losing 2 fights, period, isn't a big deal whatsoever. People just now tend to make it a big deal because everybody wants to remain undefeated. But when the best fight the best and we get the fights that we should be getting, I'm sorry, but everybody is going to lose eventually. When you pick and choose fights, that's when you tend to stay undefeated for a very, very long time. But if you fight consistently and you're consistently fighting the best competition out there in the entire world, a loss is going to come eventually. But the reason why I think Tim Tszyu should actually consider retiring is because of the absolute beatdown that he took. He had to have suffered so much damage from this freaking fight. He was dropped, what, 4 or 5 times within 3 rounds? And those weren't just some regular flash knockdowns or anything. Those were legitimate equilibrium rocking, chicken leg walking type knockdowns. And you can easily see after the first knockdown, he was shaken big time. The defense was not there. He was fighting pure on instinct. And that's where things get extremely, extremely dangerous. And I personally believe the corner should have thrown in the towel way sooner than they actually did. Suffering that much damage from one fight causes for only one of 2 things. Either one, you need to take a lot of time off before you return, or number 2, you're just gonna have to call it quits and move on with your life. And who knows what his mentality is gonna be like coming in for another fight anyways after this. Is he even gonna be the same fighter? I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and tell another man how to run his career. If he decides and he chooses that he wants to continue fighting and have another fight, go ahead, it's his career, it's his life. But I would definitely be wrong if I was to say that him and his team shouldn't sit down and consider retirement. But feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, I thank you all so much for the support, and I'll catch you in the next video.